Hey everybody, welcome to Bandite's Let's Sculpt SculptJanuary day 12. The topic is absent and we'll be jumping right into sculpting. Since I've already been thinking about ideas and I don't have to waste all your times with I'm gonna test the stream. Yes, it's working. Alright, this is going very smooth. This has been the smoothest start of no, I don't want to go to Twitter. So actually I have two ideas. I'm gonna start off with the first one. If that kind of fails within the first 15 minutes, like if I don't feel confident enough that it's gonna work, I'm gonna go to the second idea, which might also fail. But it's about learning, so failing is learning. So I feel like I should push myself even more. Let's see, we have enough detail here. So the first idea is it's absent. So the first idea is actually to sculpt a kind of girl situation. And I will do the second idea with a later topic because I already seen that reptile as a topic and should give away what I kind of planning to do. I'm gonna try to use a snake. I was also thinking about challenging myself even further and only use certain brushes. Like I was thinking of only using the rake brush and the clay stripe brush. So it just simulates like adding and scraping away real, you know, what you call clay, the thing, you know. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know if I need to challenge myself even further. It's not like that I mastered sculpting yet. So I'm just looking at some reference here, which I'm gonna try and create. So I'm just gonna make some shapes here, the eye height, and kind of bring this forward, and kind of, you know, make the, oh god, what happened? Front view. Ooh, on the back. It's unfortunate. Okay, can't leave that. Okay, let's turn around. Apply the rotation. Go to front view. Go to sculpt. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we don't want to sculpt in orthographic. You never want to sculpt in orthographic, to be honest. Except if you have a very good reason for that, but most of the time you won't have a very good reason for that. So I'm not trying to define the eyes themselves here, but more like the eye holes. It will be the second attempt of me making a girl on this SculptJanuary. First time didn't really work out the way I mean, it was pretty fine, but you know. So I'm just gonna do the head now, and then if I'm happy with it, you know. I'm also gonna go off of multiple references again. I'm looking at some references with strange ears, some fantasy references, but not sure if I want to go too crazy with that. But I do want to make it a little bit fantasy, so I might give her elf ears. That's a bit too crazy. So let's reshape this into a satisfying elf ear. There we go. Let's go a little bit crazy on this one. Higher. Maybe she's some kind of pixie, you know. So I'm already gonna put in the eyes because if I want to make this correct shape, I'm gonna need them. Not too big. Let's see here. So I've got some good reference, and I'm trying to get the size of the eye. I'm gonna stick to one reference for now, just for the shape of the face. There we go. Don't want to make it pixel perfect. Nobody's pixel perfect. So I'm already gonna scrape away some. Oops, I'm on the wrong layer. Okay, you are still perfect. Let's cast them into a sphere for just a second here. Apply. So I'm sure they're. Yeah, there we go. Let's go scrape. Everything is going to be smooth here, of course. And then give them kind of girly cheeks. I'm gonna put on some music. Hey, Ahacho, nice. Oh, thanks. Welcome. Wow, welcome everybody to the stream. I've never had so many people on a Sunday. Good day, Paul. How's everybody doing? Tell me in the chat how you're doing. I'm doing fine. Not that anybody cares, but thanks for the likes, by the way. I'm gonna put in some music. Work jazz, sure. Let's go with relaxing jazz for work. Although we're kind of in the fantasy realm, so let's go for fantasy calm. I'm just going to calm. Enchanted Lands. 1 hour of ambient fantasy music. Tranquil atmospheric ambience. Enchanted Lands. From the Guild of Ambience. It's a good YouTube channel if you want some ambient music. I don't like too distracting music while I'm working. I never listen to like music that kind of, you know, distracts from my creative endeavors. Or, you know. Oh, not sure why I did with this brush. Like, I see a lot of people use the clay strip brush, and I don't use it that much, and I don't know why. Kinda should have a discussion with another sculptor about that. I'm just forcing the shape in here. Just seeing where the lines go, so we can kind of. I'm just gonna use a crease brush to pour away some surface here. Maybe I don't want to go into detail too soon here, but make sure it makes sense in 3D. Really wrap it around the eye. I just want to use a rake brush to like smooth everything out, right? Just go over the surfaces until you don't see any edges anymore. There you go. And you could use a flatten brush for that, but I kind of want to see what I'm doing. If that makes sense. So, okay, this has to go over this. This is it's a little bit less extreme. It looks very messy now, but like cleanups later. For now, we just want to bring all the shapes in here and look how it looks in its rough version, right? So I'm just gonna smooth this out and kind of see. Like here we want lower, and here we kind of want to higher. And just look at it from far away enough, and then kind of see that the forehead might be a bit too bumpy. The nose might go a little higher. The chin as well. Maybe like a little bit longer neck, perhaps. A less pronounced jawline. Maybe the jaw a little bit inwards. Hey Bandite, what am I saying? I'm Bandite. Herp the jerp. Hey Metal, oh my god. Metal Sol Picadura. There we go. How you doing? Welcome back to the stream. How's everybody doing? How's it going, bros? Remember that? Old time you want me PewDiePie? Those were the days. No shape in here. Kind of see that kind of a little bit funky here. Might as well check how the eyebrows go here for a second, and kind of see that the This should be the furthest point in the shape, I think. Still, that should come a little lower, not be as extreme. Like the easy thing that we did with the previous characters is that they could really, there's still some, like in the one from yesterday, I saw some mistakes. In the sense of like creative mistakes, I would say. That like, I thought the eyebrows were a little bit too out there for the entire shape there. So we kind of want respect the anatomy, so you can draw a line from the eye to the eyebrows, and they should kind of go into a V shape. And of course, this differs from person to person. So, but you know, your eyebrows, the hair itself can stop sooner, but the shape of the eyebrow really, it's the edge of where your eye hole is, and then like just to pronounce it here, I don't want to create a full-fledged tutorial, but this is kind of the eye hole, and this is where your cheekbone and your eyebrow, like they really pronounce that pretty hard. But of course, we're creating a elven girl, so that's gonna be way less pronounced. But still, you want it kind of to be there. Just create it and then run the flatten brush like 20 times over it. I kind of see that this area, because I haven't put in lips yet, but I can already see that this is not round enough. So let's put in lips. So the topic is absent. So I kind of want to put in an expression of like absence, like she's missing something. So definitely want an open mouth, because I'm looking at the reference without the eye is pretty good. And then I guess I want to scroll down a little bit to similar reference. I don't want to skip between too many references, because kind of want what I'm doing to be a little bit. 8 minutes and already looks good. Well, it doesn't. There's still like, you can compare this to the end result. If the end result is good, I'll probably look back at this video and be like, nope. But it's like, it's just bringing in the anatomy, bringing in the basic structure of the skull, and kind of see what happens. And you know, let's start pronouncing the mouth here. So we're just gonna push this out, kind of create lips here, and go up here, kind of push this together here. Always looking at the reference, and then we can kind of mask this out, so that was a bit too much. There we go. And then let's also go a bit further, and then we can kind of put in the lower lip until this is kind of the correct shape. Then we can press Alt. I'm first going to save, because this is going to go Alt M. There we go. It's Alt M, yeah. I hate it how comfortable I'm with mouths, and I hate noses, and still. Because the mouth is pretty easy to do compared to the nose. Well, for me it is. I guess there are artists out there that think the opposite. But I mean, this mouth still doesn't look good. Still needs some refining and stuff. So I saw the last Star Wars movie yesterday. That was exciting. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but yeah, mixed feelings, mixed feelings. I think that's the key word here. Pretty much 0.006, sure, I'll do. It's kind of a long face. Kind of a little bit too sad. I said I wanted to make an open mouth. I don't know why I suddenly made it closed, so I'm just gonna crush this in again and create like some lips here. Yeah, because I already want to create that, because I've noticed if I go too much in detail and then kind of create the expression, it sometimes becomes a bit too messy. So I kind of want to start from the corner of the mouth and kind of pronounce the lips here. You can kind of see our mistakes. bring that. I think they're a bit too. I think her face is a bit too long, and I think the parts. It's just personal preference, you know. The mouth can be a little bit broader. I'm trying to stay as far away from her as possible. Restraining order. Just to, should add that rule. Have a restraining order for your model, because if I go too close, I'll just, I will not see what I'm doing, and that's bad. You don't want that. Kind of create, drag this down. Kind of want to inflate, like the ears a little bit too. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I'll just go the other way, the shape. Looking at a reference. We have is just a normal shape of an ear here, but then kind of goes to a peak, but it's a little bit too broad here. Kind of pushed out the back. Can be subtle, right? I just already having trouble seeing the shape here. Bring the basic shape from ear. I've gotten better at ears, like, it was surprising. Yeah, now I see. Maybe they should come a bit closer together. Why are you breaking stuff?
I'm making coffee.
You also want to make coffee for me? Thank you! And why not open another window to see it from far? Because I will still be focused on this window when I'm doing brush strokes. And I think it's better to kind of move her jaw a little bit. Because it kind of looks like she has an underbite. Yeah, and then I see like more of the flesh here should be present, right? There we go. Looks a bit more natural. Sorry for the coffee machine. I think like the underlip kind of moves a bit down more than it. I mean, it kind of rotates down more than it moves down. So let's just simulate that. It's just looking at reference and kind of check what happens and try it yourself, the expression, you know. You yourself are also a reference. Delicious coffee. Started filling my I filled my coffee machine with like bottled water instead of tap water. It tastes so much better, in my opinion. Well, with a little bit of context, like I live in a old European town. The water from the tap here is not the best. Whoa, I'm in the neck. Yeah, I kind of see that. Like, yeah, as long as it looks off, like the neck and all, I can't really proceed because I need more of a sense of size here. Like I would never, or I used to maybe, but like now, like I would not make a head sculpt without the shoulders, I think. Or if I do, it would kind of be a mistake because so I kind of want her to move a little bit forward because it does two things. One, it gives a lot more a sense of scale of the character, like how broad are the shoulders, how muscled are they, how big are they, and also the pose, the second thing. So you kind of get a sense of like you never except if it's really for model sheets or for like a modeler, or if you're making concept art, or for 3D if you're making something for animation, then you kind of want to make something emotionless, basically, right? I wouldn't do this if I were gonna resculpt this, but since it's more of a sculpture, like a artistic sculpture, what I try to do is kind of tell a story within that sculpture. Otherwise, it's kind of boring to look at. I think the sculptures out there still have like great stories within them, even they don't tell the whole picture, or you know what I mean. Just blob brush here. Kind of see that collarbone kind of has to move up. There we go. Maybe this is a bit too much. Also, we started playing Horizon Zero Dawn yesterday. Pretty exciting game. Cool designs. Not too far from here, Guerrilla Games. It's in Amsterdam. A 4-hour train ride. Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. How is everybody doing? I was checking out because I saw because I'm not streaming on YouTube, and I know y'all because I think I've had this discussion with some people before here, is I kind of want to check out other platforms to stream on, just for like ease of use, or like, not that YouTube is bad, but it's not made for streaming, and it's kind of, sometimes you can kind of notice it. And my first thought is Twitch. At the same time, like Twitch and also Mixer even more, I think they became a little bit too family friendly for my taste. And although I've been making characters a lot now, that, family friendly, I still kind of want to have the freedom to make art that I want to make, and not have to shy away, because I've already did it once, like shy away from like making nipples, because God, Americans hate nipples, apparently. I don't want to blame it on the Americans. It's like also like, but Jesus, sexual censorship is all over the place. And it's a bit like, yeah, I get it. I get why they did it. I don't want to get into that. Twitch girls and all that. You can't fault somebody for having a business plan that works, and using all the assets they have to put it like that. I don't usually. I'm like, even though I stream, I'm usually not somebody who watches streams, but I'm thinking more of game streams now. And I've watched very few like full unedited gameplay videos, just because I don't know. It's I'm gonna do something crazy with the ears. I'll put them back here. Push this back. So I think, like, why not go crazy with it, right? I don't want to I don't want to make it too. Cause I'm looking at my reference and she has crazy ears. I'm gonna look at some other reference later for like details and stuff, but the danger here is that, like, if I look at another reference picture now, I will probably try to get some of those elements in, and then, I mean, she doesn't look like the reference picture at this point, but like I would like try to fit the eyes with the with another concept's mouth, and like I don't know for sure if it's gonna work because I don't have a lot of experience with females in this regard. So I'm gonna try and get a little bit more. Yeah, I do want to put the detail in there because, you know, I see a lot of sculpts out there with without eyelids where it's just like smoothing in, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, even Pixar does it at some points, but I think it sometimes looks a little bit better if you put those details, even if they're almost not visible in there. It also kind of helps me understand those lines, because this has to go kind of here. Right. You know, something I don't pronounce a lot in my other sculpts, kind of the line that goes where the bone stops, right? I kind of want to have that a little bit more, but still have to differentiate between the difference between the eyelids and the rest of the. This doesn't have to go too far. Yeah, this can. Whoops. This can be smoothed out again. I think like the line is strongest here. It goes from the corner of the eye here. Yeah. So we don't like the danger is also like the more blobby stuff here and there, the older she starts to look. And elves don't ever kind of look old, do they? I mean, even Galadriel was still rocking it at an age of, how old was Galadriel? 1,000, 2,000 years old. She's Elrond's grandmother, so and kind of. And something that threw me so hard off in the last Star Wars movie. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I started like somebody was like, yeah, that's kind of spoiling it. Yeah, no, I will just say it like this: something in the movie kind of didn't make sense on a mathematical level, and I started calculating things in my head during like important scenes. I was like, I was kind of distracted by that, and I was kind of bothered afterwards that distracted me. Welcome, Dragon Man. How are you doing, Dragon Man? Maybe put the shoulders a little bit too much forward. I'm kind of happy with how this is starting to turn out. I'm just going to remesh it again. I'm going to put it to 0.005. So now we go over 1,000,000 polys, and then we'll kind of stay at that point until we really go into detail. Coffee. I usually don't drink. I mean, it's already 3 p.m. I shouldn't drink coffee after 3 p.m. But hey, let's just make it a long night tonight. Kind of look at it from afar again, and kind of seeing the curves that are missing here. Like, should kind of put in fuller cheekbones. Maybe even use the inflate tool to, without making her look chubby, of course. Like I'm looking at the silhouette now, and here we kind of have this shape, but here we kind of see, yeah, and now this is starting to become a little bit complicated. These damn females, like with young characters especially. I shouldn't say females, because like if this would be an elven boy, I would have the same issue. But like, because everything is not as pronounced, it becomes kind of a challenge to put those things into place. It's easier to make a character with very rough facial details, like very big lips, or like a sturdy nose, or like eyebrows that stick out, you know, like all my other characters. But to make them like a female elf of all things, you know, and those details aren't there, and then you kind of have to rely on the smoothness of everything. And that's also a lot harder to actually make appealing, because this then it really becomes about the devil, about the details, like about where do you put the subtle changes and the. But we're getting there, in my honest opinion. The only thing I kind of want to do here is flatten out the eyebrows as well, because although you can have sharp eyebrows, the eyebrows themselves, I should use the rig tool. It's the flatten brush. I like the flatten brush at times, but now it's kind of, it's adding shapes and I kind of want to just smooth it out. There we go. Hey Bandit, how long have you been an artist? Oof. You never start or stop becoming an artist, you know. I mean, that is such a. I mean, when did I start becoming? I made drawings when I was a child. I mean, but I guess like, I think a better answer would be, it's about. It was only about like, I think 4 years ago where I decided that I wanted to. Create stories and create characters and create and write and sculpt and do visually appealing stuff. I think like it was about 4 years ago. I think like during the time that I already was a 3D artist in a studio. Actually, see a kind of bit of an error in the concept art because these lines and the corners of her lip don't match up, and I think that doesn't make a lot of sense anatomically speaking. Putting in these lines kind of helps me to get a better sense of where what should go. So I think this should go a little bit more to the side here. Yeah. A little bit further. And of course, I want to see her teeth, so this doesn't just go into the depths of her mouth. And I kind of already want to. Oh, that's not gonna work. Let's apply this here. Then by loose parts like this one and do set origin to center of mass surface, and then normally we can rotate them without repercussions. You can want to test it, of course. Because if she's gonna look down, her eyebrows are gonna be lower, because it's a thing that happens to the eyes. That actually I noticed that after rigging my previous character from the stream, was I saw some automatic things that are happening when you move the eyes. The eyebrows move as well, and was like, why would you do that? And then I looked at some reference of real humans, or like just at the mirror, and it's the thing, like if you look up or look down, your upper eyebrow will, or like your eyelids, not the eyebrow, the eyelids will automatically move along with your eyeball and adjust them, so most of your eye stays covered. So next time I'm rigging, I will probably also implement that. It doesn't go all the way. I would say like 50% moves along with it. Because then if you look down and then raise your eyelids, then you look crazy, right? And then it kind of looks unnatural. And that's where they get that crazy villain look from, if you look down and be like, so yeah. I kind of really want to define this. It's also defined a new reference. Kind of have to. I mean, it's not bad that I put the top here, but I think the top of the eyelid and should kind of be at the same place, right? mouth's a little bit too much open, so I'm gonna kind of fill it up a little bit because the teeth are not that far back. So what brush am I using? I'm just gonna use a clay buildup. Maybe already define the teeth, kind of, you know. Why not? And we can kind of see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, let's smooth it out for now. Yeah, I see what's going on here. This should be more forward. It kind of follows. Yeah, I'm just gonna smooth this out for now because it's gonna do a better job putting in those details here. Make the lower, the upper lip a little bit in better shape. Because you still have that, I'm gonna over exaggerate a little bit, but it's gonna help me put that in. Kind of has this shape, right? So it goes in 3 curves, the upper lip, and then if I smooth it, yeah, it starts to look good. And it also protrudes forward, so I'm just gonna inflate it a little bit, inflate the lips here a little bit. Not by too much, so I'm gonna. It's like, yeah, this is really about subtle details now, and you can destroy those really quickly when can make this sharp maybe. Not sure if that's gonna. Nah, I'm gonna keep it smooth. It's really about the subtle details here, and then you can destroy this really easy. And the lower, just tuning in. Gotta say, it looks great what you do there. Hey, Toxic Tua, thanks. Yeah. I think one of the best compliments I've gotten so far about SculptJanuary is that I'm improving my sculpt, and I kind of don't want to stop doing SculptJanuary now in the end of January. But yeah, we'll see what the future brings. Kind of want to differentiate the shape here. I think like there's a little bit too much of a thing going on here. Let's flatten this out. Let's use the rake brush again. Just gonna rake in a little bit of. There we go. I think the lower lips need a little bit more volume. But maybe I think. Well, I know because I'm looking at reference. Oh, rake brush went a little bit crazy there. The upper part needs to be smoother, right? Then we can put the detail here. And then we can kind of use the flatten brush again. Kind of flatten this out. Again, it's a lot of flattening out, bringing in the right shapes. I think this. It's a little bit too much smoothing. I don't want to overdo the smoothing. It's always going to look better if you just smooth over it like this. But it's because it becomes so unclear that your head starts filling in the rest, and then of course it's going to look good in your head. Like, that's a bit too much. Too much. I think I made the corner of that a little bit too. I think the eyebrows are still a little bit too visible. There we go. And then I like the cheekbones. I don't like how hard they're getting. So without destroying the shape here. Although maybe this goes a little bit more like this. I think this might go in a little. Yeah, there we go. I think I'm gonna rotate the shoulders a little bit. There you go. Actually, this part, like, I kind of want to make it look like she's like not super straight looking. I kind of want like, you know, the thing. Reminds me we were playing Overwatch yesterday and played it with my best friends. They're the greatest. I say before burning one of them. But yeah, like we play Overwatch, really a team based game where you kind of have to communicate a lot. And one of them went like, look out for a thing in a thing. And we were like, okay. It's like not the best intel you can get. But yeah, we did a pretty good job yesterday. Like we're getting better and better in Overwatch. We don't spend too much time on it, but then, you know, if it's like 10 o'clock at the evening, we all have like nothing to do. Play a round of Overwatch. Or like 15 rounds of Overwatch. Too many rounds of Overwatch. Yeah, it's fun. I'm a bit of a gamer, you know. I think the ears should get a little bit more open here. Yeah, a little bit thinner as well, so I might push this in, smooth out a little bit. So I'm just gonna, like at the end, kind of like how this starts to look. At the end kind of goes down here, not too much, keep the line smooth. Might define this line a little bit. There we go. You see what I mean? Actually, I'm thinking about the comment I got earlier, like, oh, you're only 20 minutes in, or it looks so good. There's a saying, 90%, no, 10% of the result takes 90%, no, the first 90% of the work takes 10% of the work, and the final 10% of the work takes 90% of the time. And I think that's also true for this, where, you know, like getting the basic shape is really a good foundation, but it shouldn't be 90% of the work. That really goes into detailing, getting the shapes right, adjusting everything 100 times over. Got the thickness right here, so yeah, I think it's important that you get the basic shape as fast as possible, or like as soon as possible rather, in the rough stage, not as fast as possible, so that like you can invest more time into detailing and adjusting the piece. I think she's smiling a little bit too much now, so I'm gonna, and this really starts to look You okay? What? I was just
funny.
Okay.
Yeah, Rachel placed a piece of pie in someone's hood, and Ross had to get it out of it, and she said like, now I have to get my coffee from the other guy's pants, and then I can go back to the hospital.
Watching Friends again. Okay.
What?
Nothing. Love you.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, so I'm also already gonna bring in some hair, really roughly. But don't want to use the hair of my reference. Kind of want to use something a little bit wilder, maybe. That's also some good reference. I still need to do the nose and such, but you know, I kind of want to bring in the hair and then bring in everything. And I see a lot of fan art of the one of the Critical Role characters, the one with the cow ears and the pink hair. Does anybody here watch Critical Role? I don't watch it, by the way. I watch the highlights and like a heretic. I kind of want to watch it, but you know, 4-hour episodes. Yeesh. Then still, if you want to watch them an hour at a time, you already have like 300 episodes to go through, and like, yeah, that's just, it's too many hours to really, because I kind of want to pay attention to it, because I know a lot of people like watch it while they're working, but then again, it distracts me from work, and yeah. Okay, I'm scrolling down, I'm seeing more and more furries pop up, so I might scroll back up. Nothing against furries. Okay, you have nice hair, actually. I might try that. Okay, so that's 3 shapes. So I'm gonna be a little bit more planning ahead with my hair now. So it's 3 shapes. So I'm also gonna put in 3 shapes here, right? So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna apply a scale of all 3 of them. So these 2, this is where the hair splits up. And this is just the main hair thing, right? So I can actually put this in the middle and then mirror whatever's gonna go here. So let's already do that. Sculpt, snake hook, let's go to remesh. Put it on 0.05. That should be, although that's almost nothing. Okay, let's go a little bit more into detail. It's 0.011. Yeah, that's more like it. Let's grab the snake hook, and then this will be the hair that goes like over the skull but behind the ear, right? I just want to plan this a little bit better than I do with most of my sculpts, just so we get some satisfying hair out of this one. I'm just gonna start remeshing this. There we go. Smooth it out first. Just get in the shape first, right? So we kind of drag this down. So this might take a little bit. I'm just gonna inflate. I don't want too skinny things going on here. So it already kind of looks good. Like the silhouette has to look good, right? So that's the important part. This goes a little bit shorter. This goes a little bit longer. I kind of want to connect this a little bit more. We'll worry about details like this later. I don't want this in here now because it distracts me from the main shape. Like, I think that's a danger. Like, I had in earlier things a lot. Is like, oh, that detail looks cool, and then you kind of focus on a detail, and then your main shape just gets like no attention, and then yeah, it kind of breaks everything you're trying to do. So I kind of want to bring this forward. There we go. This is really like all the hair except for the 2, and that can stay. It can stay symmetrical because that won't like really show. I'm gonna inflate it a little bit more on the top, a little bit more hair, and kind of bring it back here. All right, and then go to this one first. Yeah, let's put 0.01 smooth normals. Not sure why I'm starting with a. And this will be. Oh wait. There we go. We don't want. I really want to bring in stylized hair, so I'm just gonna rake this away, rake it on this side, and kind of slowly bring in the shape that I want here, kind of logically. It comes to the right places, like this, kind of. Bring in a curve, kind of make it overlap the other hair, of course. bring it to a correct place on the skull, right? A bit like here. This can go, of course, forward first. That'll look good. Yeah. Simple curves. There we go. Just bringing the shape here a little bit better. There we go. Yeah. So from now I'm gonna do hair a little bit more like this. And the second one is gonna be a bit bigger. Cause I really want to make this the main part, so we're gonna do the same thing. 0.01. Just make normals. Remesh, yeah, there we go. If somebody has any questions or topics they want to talk about, let me know. I appreciate that everybody's watching really focused and doesn't have too many questions there. I don't mind questions though. This one's gonna go a little bit eesh. It's not broad enough really. It's gonna get a little bit messier. Kind of bring this out here, also forwards a lot more. Of course, I kind of want to. Simple shapes. I'll bring it up until here. I'm already gonna remesh it once because. Whoops. Try to get the shape in here. And then what it does is kind of go to a curve. Whoops. There we go. Here. I'm first gonna try to get the shape in here because it's gonna be the hardest part. So already should go a little bit back as well. Really not stick to the skull, but I don't want this to be too revealing. We'll see how this hair turns out because at the moment, yeah, this should come up more here. Not too much though. Sculpting hair. Some people do a really good job at it. Me? Let's kind of push it a little bit flatter. Better shapes here. Oof. Something went wrong there. Okay, that's good. And then kind of want to make something like this. Now I see like how much more forward the hair can come here. kind of want the same shape of the hair to come back here and there, so kind of have these curls, so it would be kind of weird if you don't have them here. I really want to make this stylized hair, so I really want to have this, you know. So I'm just gonna inflate it here, push it a little bit. Yeah, oops. Like, there's a lot of times in my life where the Inspector Gadget's song just pops into my head. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It's just such a catchy song, I guess. So bring these curves in here. I want this to be one solid shape, right? So when you grab the flatten brush, flatten it. Don't flatten it too much. Also have a shape here. Just add some clay. Flatten it out. We can kind of see the shape this takes, right? And smooth it out here, but use a crease brush here. This should be a little longer. Put this, I think this should like slant a little bit lower. My version, I'm gonna kind of not to cover up the hair here. Let's see if I can maybe make another. See if I can kind of split this up. Kind of make another end here. Don't want to make the hair too complicated. I should lower the sensitivity of my mic a little bit so you don't hear everything that goes on in my home. Use the same shapes here. Maybe a bit straighter. Yeah, here it starts to become a little bit messy. Thing I'm trying to do. I'm just gonna flatten it out. Okay, kind of redefine these shapes. It doesn't look half bad. And this line can go here. Of course, losing that curve here. Still there. I'm just gonna look at some hair. Yeah, it's just to cover up more like of the head, I think. Maybe it doesn't look half bad, I think. Just kind of shape the face a little bit better. I think I'm gonna go back to the back hairs here. Turn on symmetry. Kind of put this higher. So it kind of goes like the shape of the hair kind of is consistent. You like? Not sure if these shapes are going to be important, but I'll just pull this through the middle, and later on, yes, symmetry phase can kind of align this with the this part, but it's fine for now. Use a rake brush and really get some sense of solid shapes in here. A little bit too much. I love using the rake brush. Make it more and more. It really brings out the shapes. This is what's also going to be important. I'm going to inflate here so it kind of touches the back of the hair. It's good. Smooth it out. What's also going to be important is this part because it's kind of visible. Oh, this doesn't look too bad. No, it's fine. Go to sculpt mode. Kind of want to refine the hair just a tad. It's trying to X-mirror, but there's nothing there. So. Have to remesh it again a little bit. Bring in a little bit more detail, so 0.007. This should be fine for the hair. There we go. Maybe we can also bring a little bit more three-dimensional shapes in here. So push this also a little bit forward, push it a little bit back. I think it lost some vigor to it by not making these shapes wilder. It's kind of just hanging here now, and I still kind of want it to be a little bit lively like this. There we go. So let's put it on the other side. Let's go to the other side. Sculpt mode, remesh 0.007, remesh. Got our shape going here. Yeah, that's kind of like looks good. Shouldn't explain it, just looks good. So let's also here kind of exaggerate these shapes a little bit more. I'm happy where this is going, but I don't want her hair to look all droopy and stuff, you know. Flatten this out here. Kind of bring this forward. Oh, you made me afternoon lunch. Or you made yourself lunch and you made yourself lunch and are not hungry anymore.
No, I made for you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I just ate mine first.
Is the egg still in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Can you get it for me? I put it on my cheese sandwich.
Sure, just give it to me and just put it in there.
Your darling. Do you know that?
Stop it.
I never drink warm coffee. I either drink it and it's too hot, or there's almost none left. I really like the shape here because it's a little bit bigger than here, but it's fine. I think we can like kind of push these shapes a little bit up more. Thank you. I shouldn't eat on stream. Yeah, just trying to find some lines in here. Smooth this out a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit smoother. Just want the level of detail to be consistent. Well, not the level of detail rather, but like the amount of smoothness. Now flatten out the rest, you know. So this side's starting to look real good. I might change this side a little bit for the sake of just having it a little bit more consistent. So I'm gonna just straighten this out. Pull this forward more, or pull this back rather. Pull, right, this goes forward, yeah. Make this a little bit of a bigger shape. There you go. Kind of like get this shape in here as well. I'm just gonna remesh it for a second because I see some weird artifacts over here. There you go. Like just force the same shape here, and also this goes now up. You know. I want this to poke out a little bit more. Although, do I want that? This is a lot rounder. Not here though. Got the rake brush in here. Start get some flatter shapes in here. It always looks good. Like I'm thinking, like if this shape is too small for this part of the hair, so we should have hair should go a little bit more like this to be consistent. Maybe let's go a little bit lower. You know. Bigger shapes in here. And you won't see this, but this kind of helps to find the shape a little bit better. You know. And you're not always sculpting to make a pretty picture. Sometimes you're just sculpting stuff to help yourself to find the shapes better. You know. Yeah, and here we want to kind of use a rake brush to, oops, let me first do inflate brush. Let's add a lot of clay here. Just gonna retopologize to solve these intersections. There we go. And this we kind of want to, we want this to be one line, right? So really get this in here. Pushing back and forward. This was here. Use a rake brush. Just get a solid shape in here. We want solid shapes. We don't want any, you know, blobby details like I like to call them. Kind of smooth it out a little bit. Make the amount of detail consistent, right? The hardness of the edge. Kind of, I want the same hardness here, and I want here. So, kind of use the crease brush here to bring a little bit of crease in without pushing this forward. Smooth. Kind of like this side a little bit better, because the shape is a little bit more in there. There we go. Especially like. Yeah, we're getting there. Kind of happy with how this is turning out. Just smoothing now. Okay, so the thumbs go a little bit more forward. So let's keep that consistent. There's too many curves here. Don't want too many curves. Kind of want to push it out a little bit more. I want the thickness also to be a little bit consistent, you know. Keep the lines, but make sure that in all 3 dimensions the curves are nice and smooth. I think like maybe one thing missing here is that this kind of has to go inwards first a little bit. There's maybe kind of a shape missing here. So, there we go. Does it look good? Maybe this goes a little bit lower. No. So kind of want the lengths of the waves here to get shorter and shorter as they go to the bottom, instead of having one short one and then having a long one again, right? So it seems like I'm destroying like a little bit of detail will build up here, but it's just for the sake of having a satisfying end result. So making this thicker. This needs a little bit more solid groundwork. There we go. I'm gonna remesh it again. Okay, and push this back. And now we can use the rake brush again to get in the shape. We'll look for the shape. There we go. I'm gonna mute my mic because I'm gonna have another bite. Hey everybody. So I'm just trying to fix this little cluster F we've got going on here. Just keeps breaking my shape here and I don't like it. Oops. Yes, that keeps happening. Once I use the full brush, I'm gonna use the inflate brush. Just remesh it again. I hate to remesh it this many times, but yeah, there we go. So that should fix the issue, hopefully. Yeah. So we got like a cool shape going on here now, so gonna start refining it. Oops, I kinda want this to be a thing. Bring a more interesting curve in here. Rake it away. Also create some nice shapes. Shapes in here. Kind of force out these shapes here. Use a tiny rake brush to really get the shapes that I want in here. And you know, try not to interfere with the ear too much. I want to avoid blobby details. So really making this clean. There we go. What can I do? Well, join these two up just to make my sculpting a little bit easier now. Guess I'll separate them if we need to. But I kind of want to start finishing the hair up. So I'm just gonna go and join these two up. So my mic is on, right? Yeah, okay. I'm talking to myself. Well, the main reason for the stream is that I noticed I talk to myself a lot, and now I can actually make that information useful for you guys. So now I kind of see that I'm still kind of missing this nice curve in here, so I'm gonna kind of push it here. Just before the end here, kind of curves a little bit more, or so it would seem like, you know. Okay, so kind of want to flatten this out, or even like kind of deflate it a little bit, and then flatten it out. So this becomes less of a crease and more like of an edge between these two. Because too much creasing is just faking corners that aren't there. I think, and if I use the pinch brush, those start to become pretty nice. This should also like just kind of feel like an overlap thing, maybe even, because we have this going on a little bit here where the hair goes a little bit like this, and I kind of really like it. Not there. But yeah, it's a nice touch. I might kind of repeat this here. Kind of feels a little bit more like hair, you know. Yeah, there we go. Like these extra curves. Also, although this is the same hair, so this should really be one curve. And now we can really start to appreciate and kind of focus on. I'm gonna use the sharper fall of blob brush again with a high strength, because I really think not that high of a strength. I really think that that shape kind of, you can see what I'm missing here now. Consistent shapes. I really want this shape to go like this, right? And then go in. So yeah, it's a little bit too sharp here now. Try to get the same shape in here. We'll fix the things here later. So I'm just going to use the flatten brush, use the grab brush. Kind of overdo it a little bit, but you know, kind of looks nice here. So, and I keep looking at the whole picture here. This might be a little bit too much here. This might be flattened, maybe softened out a little bit, and then repair these broken things. You can kind of see here what I mean, right? It's still a little bit too blobby here and there. I think as long as it looks clean, kind of looks like it has a solid shape, then we'll be fine. I kind of want to stick this out a little bit more. There we go. Really use the crease brush to get this shape going on here. Use the flatten brush just to make it a little bit more. I'm just gonna go remesh to 0.004. Let's see if I don't destroy any detail here, but I kind of see stretched things here again, so kind of want to avoid that. Was that too much? Oh yeah, also here now we can kind of smooth it a little bit in the hairline, but yeah, keep the thing here. So now I can really start putting in this stylized look. I might regret this a little bit, although there we go. That looks nice enough. Do this on the other side as well. Really bring in stylized shadows. I think here I can smooth it out a little bit better and make this a little bit straighter. There we go. Really make this shape a little bit better. You want to, like, if you know Bezier curves, you kind of want to limit the amount of Bezier points this has, you know. If you can think in that sense, that's kind of what I'm trying to do here, is really to get one smooth line in here. And you see, the more I approach this smooth line, the more satisfying the shape looks. Again, I might have overdone it a little bit. Oops, that was too much. I still have to, yeah, I did the same thing again. Why didn't it happen that on this side? Like, this is, yeah, this is. I don't know if I did that in the last few brush strokes, but I didn't. So how do I redo? Control Shift C. Okay. So I need to fix it anyway. Yeah. Okay, so let's inflate this until it kind of looks flat. Kind of smooth it out. Maybe use a flatten brush here. I kind of want to avoid having to remesh it again. Oh, come on. This is annoying. I'm just gonna use a rake brush. Maybe that fixes it. So I'm not happy with how flat, with how bumpy this is. Yeah, perfection takes time. In your hubris. We got a lot of likes today. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Oh my god. How do I fix this? I just... Okay. That does a trick, apparently. Just clay build-up tool. I think I've got a little bit of a weird concentration. Does that destroy it? No? Oh, okay, that's fine. Everybody's happy with where they are. All polys are in their place. Whoops, wrong brush. I should save again, shouldn't I? I feel a disturbance in the force. Do it. Kill him. Kill him now. I am your emperor. I love Palpatine. Palpatine. It's from a bit from Robot Chicken. Man, I've done something here. Looks way better. I should just copy the other side, make it symmetrical. But I won't give up. Not that easy. There we go. Kind of like this. Gonna bring in the same shape here. Have some sense of symmetry. There we go. And then just try to get the curve in here that we need. Oops. Could be a bit better. Smooth it out. Push this a bit back. Or not. You know. Maybe. Let's flatten this out. A little bit like this. Yeah, it looks good. Still don't like how this looks because this still looks like it's curving up and it should curve down. There we go. That's better. Just use the rake brush a little bit, and then of course it starts looking like garbage from all other sides. Go flatten it out, and then just redo that shape. There we go. There we go. Just redoing it. I think sometimes it's easier to redo things than try to fix them. So, if you agree, leave a like and I can't do that. I can't become a YouTuber. It's so weird. I think because like one of my things in my bachelor's degree was marketing, and like I like also studying marketing in my free time, and you know what drives certain marketing trends, and I'm too aware of what I should do, and I think and I'm too aware of what like other YouTubers are doing or what other content creators are doing to efficiently do that. Just bring a line in here. Let's see if that looks good. Can then force this line here a little bit. Just bring in these stylized lines. These might look a little bit too uniform. So let's yeah, this looks better. Also just a tip here. much. So I'm just gonna smooth this out. Bring this forward, bring this back. Yeah. Break this out. Control Z a couple of times. Yeah. Undo what I did here. And then kind of do it correctly by starting here. There we go. And push this a little bit more into shape. Lying too much detail. Yeah, let's just delete that. Might give another look later, but for now, I think also the shape should go better in here. Just force the shape out of there. Use the rake brush. Make it flat again. Small rake brush. Don't want any inconsistencies in here. There we go. This also looks pretty now. I still see some blobby shapes in here, and I'm going to try to delete with the rake brush. I think this might be a little bit too sharp. Make it a little bit more subtle. And use a pinch brush to get these shapes back, right? Yeah, what I was saying about marketing earlier, it's like I kind of want to make videos as well, like titled "Understanding the Industry," because or understanding like the current industry or everything that's going on with the internet and such. Because I think there's a lot of stuff out there that you need to understand. Like, if you just want to become a 3D artist, that's fine. You just work for a big studio. But but I think there's a lot of stuff out there that people like. In general, I'm gonna put my spacing to 5% because I don't know what that was. Fall off to smooth. There we go. Kind of want to create a little bit like, because I see that that's happening here just a little bit. Just gonna use the flatten brush now. Just because this is a little bit too, and this looks better. Yeah, there we go. Of like understand, like not a single. Okay, I might like there are exceptions, of course, exceptions to every rule, but there isn't a single like I'm now stepping into more like YouTuber vlogger territory, like your typical YouTuber. But just because I want to talk about the marketing in our industry and in all the media industry, but there isn't a single $1 million business, or there isn't a single famous established YouTuber that does something by accident, or does something where you're thinking like, why would they do that? Because you sometimes get that feeling, right? Like, why did they make this choice? And like in the end, okay, still everything is kind of made by humans, and we shouldn't like overestimate humans in the sense that like, because there's also the attitude of like, oh, what they do I could never do, like not only in artistic but like in every kind of in every sense actually. Like I'm trying to get these shapes a little bit better here. Push this out, flatten it up a little bit. There we go. This looks fine, except for this little piece here, and also the fact that this isn't straight. I'm just gonna use the flatten tool to flatten this out. There we go. And let's give a specific example. Okay, in our industry, leaks never happen. Like almost never happen on accident or happen outside of the jurisdiction of the studio. Because answer me this question: have you ever heard of? I mean, I know of one example where this happens, but then like the other thousands of examples. Have you ever heard of somebody getting fired because some leaks happened, like Star Wars or of like famous franchises, Marvel and stuff? No, because mostly the guys leaking it, like, got the assignment to leak it. And what I want to point out with that really is that, like, almost everything you see is a marketing ploy, which is not inherently bad, but it's the way the world works, right? You want to make money, and the only way to really kind of want to make more this shape. So, oh man, how did I get this so good? So I'm starting to get there, but I think these edges are a bit too sharp though. Just put it out, schmoot it out like Sean Connery would. Yeah, because I think like this kind of. I think maybe just put this more in the shape here. I'll make this kind of more disappear in here. Oof, this shape is definitely a bit too not smooth, a bit too sharp. So everything is a marketing ploy. Like most everything you see, like also the thing was like I think 2-3 years ago, YouTube drama became really a thing, right? With the likes of Keemstar and I'm thinking back of like somebody asking in the stream like, do I have any tutorial rivals? But like almost all the drama, like I think the biggest example of that is KSI versus Logan Paul, where a lot of people think this is like real beef, like this is, oh, they hate each other and now they kind of want to fight each other. But no, it's just two YouTubers who said like, of course they trained for that fight and they really fought. Like it's not all staged, right? They still want to pull off a good show, and yeah. But like they did it for the money, right? They did it for their business. They did it to kind of give each other's audiences. Also, it was kind of to distract all of the drama. But this was like marketing specialists came up with this, right? Like Logan Paul's agents and KSI's agents, they said, you know, if we have a fight, then we'll get millions of viewers because the drama has never been this high. And like they pulled in more viewers than any professional wrestling match. And that just shows, and like the TV doesn't like this, right? The fact that this is going on. But we think, like, sure, there's creators who take the drama seriously, and the drama they bring on their channel is real. But know that every time there's a video uploaded, and like, oh, we broke up, or oh, drama this or drama that, that most of the time it's fake. It might have happened for real, but it's done for a marketing purpose. It's done to create views. And I think this seeps a little bit too much in our industry now as well, where because it's fine on a YouTube level, right? Like if H3 comes up with some drama about PewDiePie and they fight it out in the ring, I would definitely watch, and it's entertainment. I would enjoy myself, but I would never be like, oh, I hope they're okay, because now like I'm on PewDiePie's subreddit as well, and people are starting to look like, oh, are Markiplier and PewDiePie still friends because they never create content to each other? And I get it, like what PewDiePie said, like they have different kind of content, so it's like it doesn't make sense. Like they can still be friends in real life. They'll probably game together. They get on voice chats together, and they talk about their businesses, right? They're colleagues. They're competitors, but also colleagues in a sense, you know. Let's rig this out. Let's make this one nice flat shape, because this is a very big shape here. So I didn't really need this to be a little bit more consistent than it was, especially up here. Smooth out these corners a little bit. So to point this more out in the 3D industry, right? It's starting to seep in as well, where like marketers know that people, if something goes wrong, like there's this whole complot theory, and I wish it was real because I know for a fact it isn't. But with the Sonic movie, right? You have this trailer coming out, and people are like, "Oh my god, what did they do with Sonic?" Right? This was the best marketing. This was the best thing that could have happened to Sonic. If they would have just like created a trailer with a good-looking Sonic in it, like it wouldn't have gotten the attention. People were like, "Oh, they made a movie about Sonic. Yeah, it kind of looks good. I guess I'll watch it when it comes out to Netflix someday and be mildly entertained." And like some hardcore fans will take their children probably because it's about the age right now to watch the movie and be like, "Oh, it's Sonic. Daddy grew up with this, or mommy, you know." And it wouldn't have gotten a lot of attention. And I know they didn't. I know for a fact, so don't like go looking into complot theories, but I know for a fact that this wasn't a thing they did on purpose. They didn't screw up Sonic, because I know there's people like thinking this happened, that actually they did this on purpose. They just made the trailer with a bad looking Sonic so it got all the attention, because now the good trailer came out and a lot of people are happy. I don't know necessarily if it's gonna bring in more viewers, but it definitely like pumped up the marketing for free, right? You made a meme. Making a meme nowadays is kind of like the easiest way to get views, to get free marketing. Because, you know, if you want to have a video ad showing up in front of other videos, then it's like you have to pay a lot of money for that. Like marketing mostly is you have your production budget, and then 100% of that is also the marketing budget. So if you look at the total budget of a movie, half of it is purely marketing. It's purely paying services and other people to market your product. But if you make a meme about it, if you create a meme, well, if you successfully create a meme, because, I mean, there's definitely some failed attempts at that, right? But if you successfully create a meme, then it becomes so popular that, yeah, you get free, you know, you get on YouTube channels, you get people laughing at you, you get reactions, you come on subreddits, you become viral. Like Sonic has become viral. He became a fully fledged meme. And you can rest assured that although they didn't do this on purpose, they saw this happening. A lot of marketeers and a lot of big studios, they saw this happen and are like, I am sure that if they do this, if this happens again, where they kind of make an established IP into a movie, that if the first trailer comes out and the character looks terrible, then that will be on purpose. That won't be a. I will be 100% sure. I mean, I guess it depends on kind of the situation, but no doubt in my mind that that will then be done on purpose, you know, done by accident. I mean, because it worked out for Sonic, so marketeers are gonna be like, "Hey, what if you do this again?" You know, because they already did it with leaks. They saw how much hype you can create by leaks. There was a time when game leaks came out, like during E3, like people would screenshot things and like show the rest of the world, or somebody hacked into the game and on E3, like I guess there was a story like this once where somebody on E3 hacked a game while he was there. Like, this is so fake as can get, and then leaked the information online. Of course they didn't hack. How are you gonna hack? Like, you're under constant supervision when you're in E3. Like, people are standing there with the game, checking how long you're playing, so then the next player can play, right? You have no chance of like getting any gear in with which you can hack. And then, oh yeah, leaks happen, and then notice, because the hype train is something real. It's in marketing reports. You can see the word hype and meme and memeing, like they call it, popping up in marketing strategies. That's really crazy. Because, yeah. And I kind of want to make a video about this. I'm just gonna go back to the face because I need to add a lot of detail here. Because I kind of feel like, oops, I'm gonna put on symmetry again because I don't want to destroy the symmetry just yet. Kind of want to shape the face a little bit better with the hair, especially making it a little bit rounder. So I'm just gonna push her face a little bit in, make her neck a little bit less thin, I guess, because you want your entire piece to kind of have the same shapes in it and kind of the same proportions, right? Doesn't make sense to have her this wild hair and then, you know, don't do anything with it, with the face. So I think this is a little bit better. Kind of push out. Yeah, I think this looks better. You know, just big changes. She still kind of looks like she's smiling. So I kind of want to pull this down. The mouth, the natural shape of the mouth already goes down by quite a degree. Then even if you go stylized, you kind of have to push it even further. The stylization is some sort of characterization, I guess, where you kind of want to overemphasize certain shapes. But yeah, back to the marketing ploy and how you're being deceived by everybody in the industry. No. Yes?
Remember, is even letten?
Man, I just got reminded it's already 4:30 and my parents will arrive at 5. Whoops! I'm just gonna double check if they really arrived that early. And otherwise, you'll get to meet my parents. No. So, time limits. We have half an hour left. Whoops. So let's try to bring this to a satisfying conclusion at least. I'm not gonna downplay. I mean, worst thing, I'm gonna make a part 12.2 tonight. I'll start streaming again, and then you have a 2-parter. How long have I been sculpting? 2 hours almost. Man, I really started late today, didn't I? I'm becoming more a fan of the rake brush, to be honest. I really like it. I kind of want to put this more to a point. Soften it up. Bring in the nose holes. It's kind of good. Kind of differentiate between those shapes. And then smooth this a little bit out. It's kind of distracted. It's like she's absent, right? Let's go with that. Okay. So we're gonna focus on the important bits. I'm gonna bring in a very light eyebrows because they're still missing. So I'm gonna put this on sphere, I guess. And when I get my other reference again, it's kind of just gonna ignore the hair for a second. I'm just gonna put them in here already. There we go. Let's see how they look. Oh, kind of good. I kind of bring in a shape in here. And then we kind of want to bring in the shape of the hair, eyebrows, right? Kind of over exaggerated at some points. Really bring in a shadow in here. Right? Just gonna go use the just to make this
This half says Sculpt.
half says. Okay, so we got a little bit longer. So we got until 5:30 until my parents arrive. But I kind of have to make food as well, so I'm still gonna stop at 5 o'clock. I'm cooking for my parents. I didn't even know who you are or why I'm subscribed to you. Then I realized that I learned all the modeling tricks from your channel. I'm pretty stupid for that, and I want to thank you for all the things you helped me with. Heart. Oh man, that's so nice. I still remember the first time, like I had 200 subscribers back then, maybe. Man, the fact that I'm even capable to say such a thing. And somebody texted me and sent me like a beautiful render. They just sent me a render they made, and it was something I wouldn't like be able to create. Like I was like, wow, that's really good. Yeah, what do you want? And I was kind of like, do you want feedback or? And they just said, I made this with help of your tutorials, and thanks for that. And the fact that I could help somebody, like I didn't feel anything like, oh, but what if you learned that from me? Why can't I make like? Because back in the day, I wasn't that good in general art. Man, I need to get a better shape. I'm just gonna over exaggerate because I kind of want these things to be a little bit better. Oops. Without, yeah, and I might have overdone it a little bit. I still want this soft shape in here. That's really the exercise here to get a, let's use a rig brush to get a soft shape in here. I think like even I might use another matte cap. Like if you really want to do this correctly, use a matte cap like this, and this looks really funky, but at least you can see how smooth everything is. So you can start using the flatten brush and create straight lines here. But at the same time, you don't see anything of this shape. I think this is pretty good for cars and such. But you can kind of see the amount of detail here and there. And but yeah, we don't want to work like this, right? I think maybe a little bit clearer, like something like this. But still, I kind of want to add some of my own matte caps. I used to create matte caps from my own, never shared them with anybody. But because most of the matte caps, although they kind of do their job well, they kind of lose, you kind of lose a sense of shape. Because even with this, like the matte cap is like a circle, right? But like here, it's not really clear, and like here where it feels like this is poking out, it's not, because just the circle kind of makes it look that way. Like this is the safest option you can pick, I think, because this has one solid light and like the grit on the floor, and it's like it gives a good shape. But I don't switch between matte caps. I like this one the most because it gives two different light environments on your symmetry, and you can look left and right, and you kind of get a different impression. Like it's like flipping your image. But this, I used to use this one a lot because it kind of does the same thing. Well, but a bit more subtler, you know. But here you can't really. It's still pretty. It's too soft, basically. It's a normal map thing, right? But it's too soft, I think. And you have this one. It's also pretty good, my opinion. I think I never used this one. It's also pretty good, but I kind of missed something on the right here. So like I don't have a lot of detail. You kind of want to have a good balance between seeing detail and actually having some sort of realistic lighting. So you can, because you want to see things like you see them in real life, right? So that you can kind of shape them correctly. Okay, I'm just gonna fix the ears here a little bit. Oops. First brush was okay, but there we go. That's our shape. It's very cool. Let's do that here. Just inflate and rake. I think I've underestimated the rake brush. Like I found a trick like in the earlier version of Blender to make a pretty efficient rake brush. But it was like, I don't need it. But now I'm like, I should have used it like a lot more. I think this is fine. Let's just get the hair back to see what's going on. I think one thing I do want to add a little bit more. I think this line's a little bit too straight, and I kind of want to add a little bit, push the detail a little bit harder without overdoing it. I think I overdid it a little bit. Just a little bit harder. Just get these lines a little bit better in there. Okay. Get a little bit more in the lip because I don't like how the shape is looking. Push a little bit in. Okay, it starts to look really good. Kind of happy with this. One thing I still want to do with the hair though is get a little bit the shape I have here on the other side. So I'm gonna push this. I'm gonna inflate this actually as well. So get and then deflate it a little bit inside. And then if I bring these edges back, this looks a little bit more interesting. There we go. Yeah. Kind of want to do this here as well. So here, inflate, deflate, inflate. Kind of want to bring the shape a little bit back. And you can still use the flatten tool because it doesn't entirely flatten as long as your brush is small enough. It will just kind of, the flat tool is really like a better smoothing tool, I think, in my opinion. I kind of want to bring this shape a little bit back. And this kind of seems weird because they're not aligned here. So I might push this a little bit further. There we go. And kind of fix some mistakes here. And then the last thing I want to do with the hair is kind of bring in these shapes a little bit here and there, but not too much. I'm kind of curious if I'm no. So this has to be flatter. It's too blobby. We don't want blobs. We don't want to have like cloudy shadows. It's one of our established rules now. I'm gonna make an end video, like post-mortem, like what we learned, what we did, you know. And then there's still the issue of the back hair, although it doesn't really come in the way. I kind of want to have these shapes also at the end of the hair here. Let's create a couple here. Make it asymmetrical a little bit, so now we can kind of. Oh, I want to grab brush, but that's fine, I guess. So now we can kind of align everything here at the back. With the rest of the hair. Maybe push this a little bit onto the ear. All right. Come back to the face. Oops. So a little bit smoother here without destroying the shape here. Let's push this a little bit in. I might make the chin a little bit lower. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's create the eyes. I'm just gonna link these up in object data, because then if I sculpt one, the other one will be the same shape. Let's remesh these to 0.025. I think that's the my numlock is disabled. How did that happen? Smooth normals, remesh, and we kind of want to disable symmetry, but go radial Z to 8. You know, the usual thing. There we go. Now we kind of want to create a little bit bigger eyes than we usually do. Not too big though. Whoops, what happened? What happened? What did you do? That was weird. Something weird happened. Ah, that's too big. Okay. Something weird is going on. I'm gonna save. 'Cause I'm in danger. Yeah, but the smiley, I'm happy I could help you out with your stuff. It's like the only reason I do this. I think that's pretty fine. And then maybe a separate pupil. Even deeper, I can smooth this out. Oof, no, that was too much smoothing. Oh, what happened here? Okay, there's something weird is going on. Yeah, you see what there's. I don't like what's this doing. I'm gonna make unique or make single user. Selected object. Yeah, so they don't. I think there's something weird going on with the. And I'll link them up once I'm done. So now they're still linked up. You see what I mean? Oh god. I'm just gonna delete one. Just to be safe. I can just mirror them later. Okay, sculpt. Okay, now it's not doing anything weird anymore. Cool. Just want a little bit smaller. Kind of sharpen up this edge a little bit. Go around. And then go deeper here. Yeah, I don't see really what's going on, so I'm first gonna go back to the face and push this in. What's going on? Oh, whoops. Yeah, I used the wrong. Go to sculpt, X symmetry, and turn off the radial. There we go. I still want the eyelid to be over here, but now we can actually see on the other side what we're doing, so that's pretty handy. So we can just carve this out a bit. Okay. We're gonna go in here again. Disable symmetry. And the only reason I use the radial is so I'm sure that I'm in the middle, so that everything I do is kind of concentric, or whatever the good word is. Yeah, this brings a lot more detail, I guess. Cool. Then we wanna mirror this. Oh, maybe we want. Yeah, we'll see how we just want to mirror this. Then we want to apply the mirror, go into edit modes, separate by loose parts. I want to go in here, set origin to center of mass, but it's gonna make it a little bit wonky. But I think it doesn't make it wonky enough to kind of create. Yeah, there we go. And then actually looks a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let's go 3D cursor here. Let's add another UV sphere. Let's get it in here. Just like to have a little bit of fake reflection going on here. Yes. Oh, come on. Bring it also over here to roughly the same spot. Compare them to your eye if you still want to move the eye without losing sight of the speck. Okay, and then one thing I still want to add carefully. So I'm going to put on X mirror and turn on the radial. Just 10 minutes left, so it's just a little bit of you know, eyelashes. Smooth this out, just a little bit. I don't want it to go too crazy with this. I could increase the detail, but I don't want to. So we're just gonna go and mush all these faces together. And maybe even. Okay, and we're gonna disable X mirror, and we're just gonna perfect the expression here a bit. So it could be that one side of the mud is a little bit lower. I really want to make the expression like she's not here with her mind. A little distortion in the there we go. Now with the X mirror turned on, I kind of want to define the collarbones here a little bit better. Push this back, push this forward. There we go. And of course, rake this out. So we got a nice edge going on here, yeah. And also for the shoulders. Just a little bit less. There we go. Kind of push these out a little bit more because I feel like maybe push the detail a little, just a tiny itchy bitsy more without overdoing it. A little bit sharper edges. Nose. Too broad. There we go. No. There we go. There we go. See, there we go. One more time. You can officially unsubscribe to the channel. Just here, a little bit raking. Just get the forehead. I don't like this dip here. There we go. Should I close the mouth? Can I do this efficiently? No. That doesn't look bad actually. Not all good things are intentional. And there we go. All right, we have 6 minutes left, so let's start lighting. Oof. Time limits. I kind of have to keep the time limits because if I start like continuing this tomorrow, but I'm happy with this. So let's get the camera in here. Let's put something here, you know. Let's see if a square camera works better. Put some 180. Yeah, I think so. Oh man, I'm so distracted by this. What happened here? Go to object mode. Let's go to this sculpt mode. Let's turn off our symmetry. Yeah, this doesn't look too clean now. Let's re-indent this, smooth everything else out. Maybe even rake it. I'm gonna very quickly go to another matte cap because I don't see this. Yeah, there we go. See what's going on. Can't really see. No, I don't see anything. Switch between that 1000 matte caps. I used to use this one a lot. That's the one from ZBrush. Well, it comes close to the one in ZBrush. I think. Am I going crazy here? No. Whoops. I mean, I haven't even seen what it looks like lit, so maybe we should do it first. There we go. There we go. Question mark. I'm making vegan spaghetti tonight. You know what? Kind of like this a little bit better. Although, you see too much of the hair. We don't want that. Yeah, like this. There we go. Let's give her some room. All right, let's go lighting. All right. Let's go full screen here and playing around. Like first place the lights. I want to go for something illuminating in the sense that, you know, a bit magical, but sad. What's a sad color? So not too bright. So let's go to 100 here. Come on. Oh, maybe this should be it should be just bright rim lights. And we have, what are lights we have shining here, because I see a light I don't like. Oh, it is because it's less is more. Let's go with our warm cold contrast again. Or just our warm. Maybe this time we can also bring in some fill light. don't really like that. I kind of like the high contrasting. Although let's just maybe a little bit. Maybe let's go green. We don't use a lot of green. I kind of have an excuse for it now. Well, maybe more a yellowish green or bluish. Yeah, let's go with bluish green. It's more magical. You know. And warmer light, maybe push more. I don't want to make it too funky, you know. I get the feeling I'm making it too funky. Yeah, no, definitely like the yellow light more. And go towards pink even a little bit. Let's increase our colors here for a second. See what we can do. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I want to get rid of the fill light because I think I like it that maybe not completely. If I make this cold. That could work. Let's see here what we can use for a fill light. Maybe just some a little bit neutral. Make it a little bit darker. Yeah, that looks nice. Let's have like more of a rim light going on here. And bring this light back. Yeah, that looks better. Let's see if we can. Let's keep it with the yellowish tint.
No, looks nice.
Yes? One thing I'm really quickly gonna do here is just like last piece of beautifying this up is make this curve a little bit more consistent to the rest. Yeah, that was bothering me. Finally found it. Just ad hocing this a little bit in 2D. And then we even flatten this out. I should not be doing this way. Let's go to kind of flatten this out. Oh, and I still haven't given her the material. That's not here anymore. Append. Go to work. Material. Let's add all the materials. So the face I want to be clay new. Let's make clay new 01. Oh, you know. Can just make the hair a little bit darker. Even colorize a little bit. Although I won't introduce too much color because that could kind of bring in some false sense of colorization. But I kind of like where this is at. And of course the eyes, I want to use the white one. At least amount of roughness. Nah, so it's fine. This one the same. Oh. Yep. No. There we go. Oh man, did I? Oh no, detail is there. Oh man, I hate fixing things last minute, but I really lost a lot of detail here for some reason. I'm just gonna bring a little bit back, over exaggerate a little bit. There you go. Yeah, it's not gonna work, but hey. Should make this the same color as this actually, but make it a little less extreme. It's supple, right? We could make it black. Doesn't look too bad. Is this? Oh, cool. Okay, one last thing, and I'm gonna quit because I don't want my parents coming in here, catching me streaming. Like, honey, what are you doing? We didn't raise you like this. No, parents know what I do. It's 5:06. I have 24 minutes to make food. Well, I will still be making food once they arrive, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm gonna save. What do you think? Huh? I need your validation.
What?
I'm gonna render it out. Okay. There we go. That's the final render. Done. Hey Sculptors, how you doing? I just finished, so. Oh, I'm too late. Well, you can rewind, right? Oh my god, you're next to me. So, I wanna... Let's do the thing. Poof! I wanna thank my... I wanna thank all my Patreons. And my overlay is broken for some reason. So, I'm gonna personally go to my Patreon for a second. I want to thank all my Patreons, but I especially want to thank Taylor Brown and all the other Patreons for supporting me this month.
Just slap me in the face.
Sorry. Thanks for joining. You know, one of my... Yeah. Subscribe to the channel if you don't know have already. Like the video. Like me. Give me validation. And I'll see you tomorrow. Say goodbye.